In today's news, a new agent, an aggressive controller with a self-revive. Sentinels win their first VCT LAN tournament in 1,000 days. TSM returns to Valorant, and a look at the new Sovereign 2.0 bundle. Welcome to your main Valorant news source, where we cover the most interesting and exciting topics. Let's start today's episode with the new agent named Clove, but perhaps we should start further back and tell you how Riot warmed up the audience for the release of the new agent. It all started with a teaser showing hints about Clove, and then Riot revealed their look and abilities, and recently we got to see them in action in a show match before the Masters Madrid final. The new agent is a native of Scotland. We've learned from Killjoy that they seem to have good style, and Phoenix's line suggests that the new agent will be able to revive. Hold on, a controller that can revive? But first, a little bit about the lore, and then we'll get right into the gameplay. We've seen a bunch of artwork, and even the trailer itself extensively showing off Clove's style already. And according to the lore, the agent will have the Valorant protocol or VP number 25. If you recall, Agent 8 still hasn't been released. But with that out the way, let's move on to the crux of the agent, namely their skills. And let's start with their smokes, which are modeled after Brim's smokes, but with one critically important additional feature. After death, smokes can also be placed, but with limited range and a different color. The C ability, Pick Me Up, works similarly to Reyna's Devour. After killing, Clove can activate their ability and get an overheal. Their second ability, Meddle, is a grenade that decays enemies for a short while, similar to Viper's smokes, and now we get to the most interesting part, their ultimate, Not Dead Yet. After death, Clove has a few seconds to activate their ult, after which for 2 seconds they become invulnerable and can continue the fight. However, if within this time Clove isn't able to get a kill, their ult will be lost and they will die once again. To me, this looks like a pretty strong agent. Clove can help the team even after death, which allows you to play much more aggressively. We're yet to see exactly what impact Clove will have on both the matchmaking and esports scenes, but I'm excited to see how things shake up with their addition to the game. Next, let's move on to the return of a well-known name, because TSM have announced their return to the game, a team that have picked up some massive titles in the American CSGO scene. With the release of Valorant with players moving over from Counter-Strike, at first, TSM had a good showing in NA, but slowly began to slip through the rankings, eventually leading to replacements and even greater slumps. Last year, TSM lost the last of their roster after failing to qualify to VCT Americas through Ascension. Recently, however, they've signed the Back Outside Boys stack, involving 2 members of the previous TSM roster. At the moment, the roster looks like this: GMD, 7, Poised, Aproto, Sim, and Coach Faded. Right now, it's hard to say what to expect from the team, as they're yet to show any big results, and in their first official match, lost to M80. We're left to wonder if these players will be able to live up to a name as big as TSM, or will we have to wait for roster moves again? Either way, we wish them good luck, and we'll be on the lookout for big performances. And now, let's move on to maybe the hottest part of the news, namely the VCT Masters Madrid final. But before we get to that, let's take a look at the playoff grid that led to the finals. First of all, Gen G dispatched of Paper Rex, and Sentinels closed out loud in a thrilling triple map double overtime series to progress through the upper bracket. The next day, Gen G pulled out a showstopper performance against Sentinels to send them shell-shocked to the lower bracket, where they waited for Paper Rex to knock Loud out of the tournament. Now into the best of 5s, the audience could marvel at the final of the lower bracket, where 10s and something faced off against each other. It took 4 maps, but 10s came out on top, who together with Sentinels knocked out Paper Rex with the score 3-1. And finally, we made it to the grand finals. The rematch of Gen G and Sentinels. It was going to be a thriller no matter what. It all started with the final map pool, where Gen G started out by banning the first map they won against Sentinels earlier in the week, Lotus, instead of taking us to Breeze. And then Bind, Ascent, and Split left us with the decider of Icebox. Despite their veto shenanigans, Gen G took map 1 with a score of 13-8, and despite an MVP performance from Zekken, definitely knocked out Sentinels stone cold, at least for the first map. However, Sentinels fought their way back tooth and nail with some beautiful rounds in a map that can only be described as artful from both sides. No matter how hard the Gen G players tried, Sassy and Zekken had different ideas and first took their team to the overtime before delivering the killing blow for map 2. The score was 1-1 as we moved into Gen G's second pick, Ascent, which ended much the same way as map 1 did, even with an identical scoreline. With Gen G on map point to win Masters Madrid and the momentum on their side, it looked all but over for Sentinels. But it was not to be, as Zekken wiped the floor with the opponent, dropping almost 30 frags on split and led his team to the float map, Icebox. Things didn't start off so well for Sentinels, who felt like they'd been fighting up a hill for the whole series so far, and as always, Lakia was the thorn in their side. Just look at this incredible spray down from round 3. Gen G finally had run out of steam and could only take one round, making Sentinels the Valorant Masters Madrid champions and Zekken the MVP of the final. Sassy became the first player to win both a Masters and Champions event, and Tens joined the ranks of players with 2 or more international tournaments under their belts, but so far, no one has broken Chronicle's record of winning 3 international tournaments. In the end, Sentinels came away with $250,000. Congratulations to Sentinels on the victory, and good luck to Gen G in the future as they looked brilliant out there. Well, after all that excitement, how about we take a look at the store, where Riot continues to delight us with new collections as developers immediately rolled out a new skill line, which might be better than the previous one, namely the Sovereign 2.0 collection, which includes skins for the Phantom, Judge, Frenzy, Odin, and the Eternal Sovereign Melee. In my opinion, all the skins are very nice, but I especially love the red-pink coloring. The collection also includes a charm, bundle, and graffiti. It'll set you back 7100 VP for the whole set, each skin separately 1775, the knife 4350 VP, and additions in the form of graffiti will cost 325, the buddy 475, and the card 375. This one is definitely a must-cop, in my opinion. Either way though, that's all for now. Join us next week for the next episode, in which we'll be back with even more new information. Make sure to keep up to date by subscribing to our channel, and don't forget to tap that bell to get all notifications. See you soon.